And it is time once again for the Wrasslin Roundtable podcast, where we talk about all things pro wrestling. We talk about the weird, the wacky, and the wonderful world of pro wrestling. I'm Ryan Hall, Dominique LaRue joining us, and we just talking before we started recording. We've got nothing to talk about this week. No news, no new matches, no new nothing. We've got nothing to talk about this week.
Yeah, I mean, it's been a very lackluster week for us.
Very quiet.
Very, very, very quiet. Not
Yeah.
nothing earth-shattering or, you know,
No.
nothing too like, oh my God, I can't believe this person is
Yeah.
back.
Yeah. No big returns after having been away for over 10 years.
Yeah, no particular beast showing up
Yeah.
in
Yeah.
F5 and everybody. So
Yeah. We kid, of course, but because the wrestling world has been absolutely shaken up by the return to WWE of one AJ Lee. And we both have thoughts about that. Now, I feel like, as of course everybody knows, she is married to one Charles Montgomery Punk. Um, and you and I have been talking about this for weeks about who's the best way to get for 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 somebody, for a baby face, to be able to get their lick back on Becky Lynch for what she's been doing to a CM Punk.
yeah. Uh Obviously it wasn't gonna be Bailey or, as CM Punk said Friday night, a real Ripley, even though We uh we love Rhea Ripley, and obviously the after the show video showed them in the ring and celebrating this and that and third. But from the moment at Clash in Paris, that, as Becky likes to say in Friday night, that she had to wipe the sweat. She had to basically just throw her jacket away because it had CM Punk sweaty balls on it. Um, when she gave CM Punk the nutmeg, we knew instantly. We was like, oh yeah, this has just opened the door for someone to kick the door open and make a return. Now, by all means, don't get us wrong. We are absolutely stoked that AJ Lee is back. Like, when Light It Up came on, I was like, oh, and she came in with a whole get up, the shirt, shorts,
Yeah,
just like the overall, like, skipping, and don't know if she's going to just flip out right then and there or like really just playing mind games with you, whatnot. It was perfect. And by no means we're saying that it was a lackluster return, because that pop in Chicago was crazy. Um, but now, where do we go from here? Because I mean, obviously, we're going to get her and her husband. I guess we might as well call it a marriage match, because it's going to be Seth Rollins and Becky versus CM Punk and AJ Lee. And I am excited. I'm excited.
no,
You
totally.
know, but we said that in a couple episodes, maybe the last week or the week before, but we was like, they're going to do everything in their power to put all the big names they can on that card, just for people to buy in on this whole ESPN app,
Exactly. Exactly.
bundle, excuse me.
Bundle. Yeah.
Yeah.
And yeah.
And, just to peel away from that, just to put a pin on that, how is the bundle so far, Brother Ryan?
The mere fact that I got to watch my Crimson Tide play Saturday night on the SEC network, when my cable system cannot get the SEC network up here in Connecticut, I'm happy. I'm
Okay.
I'm also happy that we played a hell of a lot better than we did against Florida State, but that's neither here nor there. I mean, yes,
I mean,
I know it was Louisiana Monroe, but
I
I
mean, obviously, They better play better against a high school team. I'm just saying.
Well,
I mean,
facts.
no
Yeah.
disrespect to
Yeah.
actual college team, but Louisiana Monroe, but they're it's like last Saturday with Troy and Clemson, right? Everybody was shocked. Oh
Hmm.
God, Clemson's up by 13 points going into halftime. And all the analysts was talking about all the miscues that Clemson was doing. It wasn't like, oh, Troy came out here with some fire and their prospects or this, that, and the third, and it wasn't none of that. It was more of Clemson's coming out with miscues and they're not playing like themselves. And even the coach said that they weren't playing like themselves. And then second half, like that,
They turned it
27,
on.
27-16, like that. It was just,
Yeah.
you know, but not to steer away from our actual podcast.
Right.
Uh, I can't wait to maybe hopefully my cable service, not cable service, excuse me, my phone service, Verizon, hopefully it will give me information on the whole bundle situation. So maybe that could be the new bundle that I already have on my contract or whatever. But I think it will be worth it once they get
Yeah.
the dust clear from all this, ink that they still haven't dried. So
And to be fair, there's still some bugs that they're working out of it. Like, there's still some bugs that are working out of it. But I I definitely think for if you're getting it just for WWE, think again.
absolutely.
But if you're getting it for the whole package, like if you were a tennis fan, which I'm not, but if you were a tennis fan, you would have been in hog heaven over the past couple of weeks with the US Open.
And to continue on with the actual product that we're looking forward to on the ESPN app with
Right.
Wrestlepalooza, obviously it kind of reminded me, like I mentioned this to you. It reminds me of when SmackDown went over to Fox, and they was pulling out all the stops, red carpet. They brought The Rock back. They did this and that.
Who?
The final boss. They brought him back. So I think obviously they bring it Pat. They're bringing anybody in ESPN associated. I believe it's gonna be
Yeah.
Indy. So I'm pretty sure they may squeeze in the Indy 500 person in there or something. It's gonna be crazy. It's really gonna be wild. So
Peyton Manning.
Peyton Manning, yeah, they're gonna probably throw in Stephen A. Smith or Mal Kifer and make an
Yeah.
announcement for WWE draft coming up soon and this, that, and the third. But to actually discuss the card that is potentially going to happen, which we already have two guaranteed, well, two and a possible. Yes.
Yes.
So number one is the adjustment of the card that we thought we was going into before Big Jim yeeted. Uh, when we thought we was going to get Naomi versus Stephanie, now it's Io Sky versus Stephanie, which is going to be a great match. Io Sky has been really like proving herself as a main event talent. Like she's up there in the top five for sure. And Stephanie is the up and coming star that obviously we knew a little bit about her from NXT, but she's a very hot, not physically, not discussing her physically, but very hot talent. You know, being brought up like she's supposed to be.
Exactly.
She don't need a Queen of the Ring win to be put in the spotlight. She's already gravitated to the fans and like with her aura and just the presentation they present to us with her and just her talent in the ring.
No, absolutely. She was already established in Mexico before she
Yeah,
even came to NXT. She was already like she was already like, who is this girl?
absolutely. And
Yeah.
then once again we're what 7 appearances away now from John Cena's retirement tour.
I believe so. Yes.
So, you know, we're getting Brock Lesnar versus John Cena. And I was excited for AJ Lee to come back. My excitement for this match, you would ask me 20 years ago, I would have been hella excited. Um, 10 years ago, excited. Wrestlepalooza, to be honest, I'm more excited for when Roman and Brock get in the ring now than I am John Cena and Brock Lesnar. But I will bite my tongue and take some stuff back because on this retirement tour, John has been pulling out all the stops. He's been pulling out moves out of his bag
Hmm.
that we are like, where was this 15 years ago? When you was deep in the trenches of you can't wrestle chance and all this other stuff. Um, if John did anything right when his with his retirement tour, obviously the heel turn wasn't that great. But if anything he learned from the heel turn, uh, if he would have just started doing those moves while he was a heel, maybe things would be different.
Yep.
Because my man is pulling out luchador moves.
And this is a man almost 50 years old who's been going at this for 20 plus years.
And said that his body is breaking down on him. He can't even lift like he used to.
Right.
And he has appearances he has to make outside of wrestling. So I'm like, why are you pulling out these moves now when I just watched you on Peacemaker? You
Yeah.
got a movie coming up soon, and then I'm sure next year you got Fast. What is it? Fast 11, Fast whatever. But you got that coming up. So why is it now of all times? And I get it because it's your last hurrah. You're not doing anything in the ring anymore after this. But my man is like, I'm kind of mad they took the title off of him at this point. So
Yeah. Yeah. Can we get back to AJ Lee? I've got a question that I wanted to pose
okay.
uh, about that. Why do you think he's so beloved? I've
Well,
got yeah, you go ahead.
to be honest, when you ask that question, it instantly popped in my head. I mean, number one, she's the female version of CM Punk.
Yep.
It's a simple question of why CM Punk is so loved because he broke the mold. He broke the status quo of it all, of being a wrestler. I guess that's why Daniel Bryan was so loved because he wasn't your prototypical muscle bound, 5 set move or, a Samoan or, um, you know, redneck beer drinking butt kicker. You know what I mean? It
All
was
right.
more
Yeah.
of a,
This guy's a vegan from Seattle.
yeah, exactly. And CM Punk, like CM Punk said, is like, you know, he's a punk rock guy that doesn't do drugs, you know? And the man got a Pepsi tattoo on his arm because he thought the Pepsi symbol was cool. He don't even drink Pepsi, he just thought it was cool. So with
Yeah.
AJ Lee, it was more of, and I think this falls into why we are growing accustomed and, outside of her being a heel, she's respected and loved by fans, Roxanne Perez, because it's like she may be cute and innocent and look cute and innocent and whatever, but like that's a killer on our hands. Like she's phenomenal in the ring, and like I mean, it can go to Alexa Bliss, five
Yep.
5 inches of fury, like it's not the prototypical diva or WWE superstar at the time, as far as women wise. So she broke the mold, and like she was saying stuff that most of the women wouldn't say. She was doing things that didn't need sex appeal to it. Now, yeah, she come out with the short shorts and the t-shirt showing the stomach or whatever, but it wasn't like Nikki Bella comes out and rips her, you know,
Right.
shirt and does the little twirl or whatever, or excuse me for butchering her name, but the diva that used to come out and she do the split before she goes in the ring.
Yeah.
And it was just more like you can name divas off the top of your head, excuse me, you can name women superstars off the top of your head back in the day who were known for, you know, their physical attributes rather than their physical moves in the ring. Tori Wilson,
Exactly.
Stacy Keibler, the list goes on and on. But then you got those handful of people like the Natalias and the Michelle McCool's and the I'll say even Mickey James. Mickey James grew up within that. Like she went from the crazy fan to like Mickey James, and then Trish and Lita,
Trish, Lita, yeah,
and then Paige and AJ Lee, and then we get those younger talents that come in and carry that rock and continue on paving the way.
exactly. I couldn't agree more. I kind of like as you were saying that, like a few things, like two particular wrestlers from the past came to mind. Diamond Dallas Page and Dusty Rhodes. Neither one of them had the bodybuilder kind of physique. I mean, Dusty
Right.
Rhodes talked all the time about his big belly and his big hiney, you know? But these were guys who you could see sitting down having a beer with talking wrestling, you know? And I think I think AJ Lee has that same appeal. She never was like you know, I adore Stacy Keibler, but she was never like that Stacy Keibler type. You know what I mean? She was
Yeah.
never like that Trish type that, this was you know, this was a girl, she's probably what, 5'1", 5'2", something like that. But like the look that she had when she was sitting on that second turnbuckle, when she was sitting on that second rope before she dropped Becky, that was deadly. When
Well,
she
just
just,
the skipping she did around the ring, and
yeah,
then
the
like
skipping, yes,
it was like one of those animal that kind of stalks their prey before they just lashes on them. And the way she just sat is the mind games. Like any performer that you may look at a documentary or anything, they talk about this um the mind games and the philosophy in the ring that you use to like draw attention to people, make you be invested in their matches. John even talks about it. John, he's a very, that's why he's the GOAT. He's like The Rock and Stone Cold and those. When you're on that mic, it's a way you can play with that mic to make people invested in what you do.
exactly, exactly. And we all know that AJ is going to get a promo on Raw Monday night, and
I'm excited.
I'm definitely excited. Yeah, you're gonna have her return promo going up against the first Monday Night Football game of the year. That's gonna be fun.
I am also excited because of the fact that this is not uh Valkyra. This is not a Bailey. This is not when you step in the ring with AJ Lee on the mic, it's like stepping in the ring with CM Punk. It's gonna be a brawl. It's gonna be a fight. You gonna have to come with your A game. Becky, we get it. She's the man. This, that, and the third. She has some ways with the mic, somewhat, but this is definitely gonna be needed. I think this is a big jolt to the women's division.
Could not agree more.
Like you got a certified OG number one, like first ballot Hall of Famer coming back, still in her prime at that.
Yeah, here's the thing that a lot of people don't realize. She's been gone for 10 years, but she's only 38 years old.
And she don't look it.
No, she looked phenomenal.
And she's been working like, she's worked obviously working out is different from being in the ring, but I mean, it's been stories I think that she still, kind of competes in the ring, like works out. I mean, she's even worked with CM Punk. They worked with Stephen Amell on the show Heels. So
Yeah, it wasn't she like a tech advisor on that Netflix show Glow?
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
She was I think she was one of the executive producers, I think, or something like that.
Yeah, executive producer, like a trainer or some site. Like she's
Trainer, yeah.
still, yeah,
So, this ain't like she been away and just not been involved with WWE isk. She been
or wrestling period.
or wrestling period. Yeah, she's been in wrestling still. So
Absolutely, absolutely. Well, I'm certainly excited to see what I'm certainly excited to see where that goes.
yes, she's
Yeah,
ready to light it up. That's her theme song license.
damn right. And side note, thank you, Def Rebel, for not touching that theme song
Yes, thank God.
because there would have been a riot if they screwed with that theme song.
Oh God,
That
yes.
was what that
Chicago,
God
yeah.
that was one of the biggest pops I've heard since CM Punk re-debuted 2 years ago in that same building.
I think bigger than not. I wouldn't say bigger, but it's definitely on the whenever Roman Reigns pops up. So
Exactly. Exactly. All right. Well, we've kind of touched on it a little bit, but Wrestlepalooza, Lollapalooza, or whatever the hell this thing is, coming up here in a couple of weeks, and they got and uh, just I think one more note before we move forward to talking about other things, but something that I wanted to bring up is that you're definitely gonna bring your A game. If you're WWE, you got to bring your A game. It's kind of like you said, kind of similar to the debut on Fox. It's kind of similar to what they did back in January for the Netflix debut, just like really going all out with stars, you know, with The Rock coming out and cutting the promo and tapping his forearms with the goosebumps. Um, but this is a random pay-per-view show in the middle of September, in the middle of college football season, in the middle of in the middle of college football season. For this to be worth it, you've got to bring your A game. You've got to absolutely go balls out for this.
yeah, I mean, like we talked about this before the pod. Like it's gonna be a lot of ESPN-esque on it. Like yeeted all over this program, to be honest. It's gonna
Hmm.
be it's gonna be Pat coming back. It's gonna be hell, to be honest, I'll be shocked if Nick Saban don't pop up at this point.
Yeah, wouldn't surprise me. I
But it's definitely gonna be a lot of ESPN, a lot of ESPN workers. Joe may pop back up. I hope. Um, I hate to say it, but Stephen A. Smith may show his face on it. Uh, and eventually we're going to get a draft, and they're going to ESPN the mug out of it. They're going to make it like an NBA draft, an NFL draft, an MLB draft, whatever. They're going to put their whole stamp on that. And rumors are Mel Kiper might be involved in that. I don't know why.
uh,
Mel Kiper can keep his worst takes on NFL. He don't need to be sprinkling anything WWE-esque on it. I would rather Stephen A. Smith be a analyst on that because he at least talk to wrestlers. He does interview with wrestlers. I'm pretty sure he watches wrestling. I don't think Mel Kiper watches wrestling. So,
I
hell,
don't
at this
think.
point, I think we would our group would probably be better analysts as far as like come to us thinking what Raw should go or what SmackDown should go or NXT or AAA or whatever the case may be on their draft picks because I'm just done talking about Mel Kiper. But from the Wrestlepalooza, we do have
And his hair.
two. We do have two confirmed. Actually, three. I mean, anybody could. Stevie Wonder could see that match of a mixed tag match with
Right.
Edge, CM Punk, and Becky Lynch and Seth Rollins. So we got three basically. Um, now this I'm gonna keep preaching it on the show. To potentially think that AJ, I mean not AJ, excuse me, to potentially think that Penta, LA Knight, and more are not gonna be involved in this. It's crazy, but obviously we probably gonna have four confirmed because obviously with the return of not return, but the save of Big Jim coming on Raw to save his brother, we're definitely gonna get the Usos versus the Bronsons. Is that what they call
Maybe.
it? Guns? Didn't it come from the Bronx?
Well, I mean, their thing is called the Vision.
I mean, they're the Vision with
Right.
Seth Rollins, but just them two alone. I think Bronson Reed called them the Bronze or something. But yeah, we're gonna get them. Now I'm gonna have our early predictions before the card is even set. Who needs to win and why for those three matches?
All right. I think, first of all, on Brock and Cena, I think Brock's got to kill him.
What
I
are we,
think Brock.
retirement tour?
Hear me out. I think Brock's got to kill him because you've got there's still money. There's still a fortune in that feud. I think you gotta have the heel go over in that one because the get back, as you say, for a babyface John Cena at Survivor Series, let's say. Like I feel like that's gold.
All right. Um,
Um,
do we have a pay-per-view in October? Ain't Bad Blood in October?
no, God, the thing in Australia, the crown jewel.
Uh, okay, now I see where you're going out with it. Okay. Yeah, Brock wins here, and then John wins in Peru.
Yeah, because like I feel like if John Cena goes over Brock Lesnar, he's got no heat.
Right.
Like, I mean, you're pretty much gonna kill his heat.
Hmm.
All right. The women's match, my heart says Stephanie. My head says my head says EO. I'm not really sure.
Um, Obviously my heart says Stephanie. My mind says Stephanie only because I think in that match, Stephanie's going to win only because of the interference with Oscar. I think
Because
Oscar's
there's the
going to I think Oscar's going to come out and spray her with her miss or try to kick Stephanie, but end up kicking Io Sky. And then Stephanie's going to take advantage of that.
I can buy that. I can definitely buy that.
That saves Io Sky and puts the belt on Stephanie. We have a fighting new champion, obviously. And also, we have Stephanie on the show more than what they've been doing. Because it's mind-boggling to me that we haven't seen Stephanie on a show performing in a month.
Agreed. Agreed. Do you feel like her character work, like I feel like her presentation is top notch.
It is
I mean, the horns, like the face paint, her
the reds.
presentation is top notch.
Yeah.
Like her, like you said it earlier, her aura in the ring is top notch. Does she need? I hope they don't screw with her character too much. Like I know if the old man was still booking it, they probably would have been, messing with her character too much.
She probably would have came up with a lot of bulls.
Probably. Yeah. Yeah. I don't know why I just flashed on that, but I feel like like, I feel like Stephanie, I don't know if she needs it, but I think they're going to put the belt on her. Honestly, I think they probably would have put the belt on, even if Naomi hadn't did what she did.
Now, I
Excuse,
if it was Naomi, I think Naomi would have beat Stephanie only because she's a heel. Naomi cheats to win, obviously, sometimes. I mean, she didn't
right.
cheat in Triple Threat, but only because, like, we said when she was a heel, she could probably possibly carry this title all the way to WrestleMania. But now with her being out, and I mean, we've had that run with Io Sky. No disrespect to Io Sky. I would like to see the belt on her eventually later on, but just right now, she has so much going on with the trifecta of her, Rhea, and Asuka. And I know, she kind of like steered away from Rhea and was like, hey, we can't be buddy buddy or whatever. But I just feel like what they're doing with Asuka's going back to a heel, which Asuka is a phenomenal heel. I wish they'd just
Yes,
bring
she is.
Empress of Tomorrow back, the dominant Asuka when she was in NXT, just the cutthroat, ruthless, all that, yeah.
Hmm.
But you know, obviously with Triple H's reign, we probably won't get that. But we definitely need Io Sky and that to pay off. But with Stephanie, you have so many opportunities for new feuds to, and then also when I think about it, now that I think about it, I think Bayley's going to be a heel again, but I think Bayley's going to go in this new era of the R-Truth of it all, where she kind of seems like she's about to crack like a schizo. She has this old side of her talking to
Interesting.
her now, and the whole ding dong hello, that might be coming back out of her. So I think that now Bailey won't be her first opponent, but I think Bailey is going after Valkyra, so that take Valkyra out of the picture. Now Stephanie and Raquel, that could be an interesting rivalry until Liv comes back. Then Liv takes Raquel out of the picture.
And then meanwhile, AJ Lee's just sitting back there, just twiddling her thumbs.
Which, me personally, I think AJ Lee could possibly just go get the title over in SmackDown because Tiffany just ain't it. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, they're trying to make her more likable, apparently, which, yeah,
She was
that's
already likable. It's just the fact that we don't know what her character is because when she came in from NXT, she was a heel, the pressy, like Barbie type, like it's Tiffy time, like she was doing that on the main roster, but it wasn't hitting right. Now you know
It was
Chicago.
definitely missing. Yeah.
Yeah, they did something and it's off. And I guess I just realized it. Being Nia Jax's sidekick will kill whatever you were. Like I get and Nia Jax is powerful and like why she got these sidekicks? Like I don't understand the need for that, especially with Tiffany. Especially with Tiffany is like oh girl off of Clueless. She was the leader. You didn't see Stacey Dash leading the people in the slow-mo walk. It was Alicia Silverstone.
Hmm.
So like, why did y'all go that route and put her as a sidekick? And then on top of that, it takes the Money in the Bank for her to beat. And that also hurt my credibility far as her being a champion because it's like, I mean, I get it. Bailey beats Charlotte with the belt. I mean, the Money in the Bank, this and that. But the fact of the matter is, it still rubs me the wrong way because she was a sidekick to Nia, and then like Nia talking mess to her. Now she want to cash it in on her. Like I just don't. It
Oh,
didn't work for me with that
yeah.
storyline.
Yeah. Agreed. Agreed. Before we get too much further into this, speaking of sidekicks, there seems to be more than a little bit of friction going on with our guys with the Street Profits.
Oh yeah, profits are finna go down.
Yes. Yes. There was some real tension in their last match. Um, I feel like I feel like we're about to get Montez Ford with an absolute rocket strapped to his back. And I have said for years that man was the next Eddie Guerrero if Eddie Guerrero was 6'4". I
And
mean,
you
I mean,
also
damn,
said you and a certain member of the group has also said for years that um Angelo Dawkins finna get Stevie Ray.
uh, yeah, man. I hate it because he's good. Angelo's damn good.
Yeah, yeah. Um, I feel like they're gonna pull up. They're gonna feud. Obviously, after the feud, they're probably finna send Angelo back to NXT.
And just totally repackage him.
Yeah,
I mean,
and
you
then we
probably,
get
yeah.
we get him to NXT, and then we get Trick to the main roster, maybe. Him and Lashes, possibly. So,
Man, wouldn't break my heart. But before we move on with that, what do you think they do with Montez Ford as a singles competitor? Do you think, Intercontinental US title kind of level, or what's
only
calling
because
to you
he's
there?
on SmackDown, US for sure. Obviously,
Yeah.
being a former member of the Army. I mean, not Army, I think, but member of the military. He has, background with that. Um, I mean, he has everything for him. Promos, the look, the aura about him, everything he does in the ring, like it's always gonna be a show with Montez Ford. He's always gonna do something over the top that catches the eye. And like we've said, he got the look of like a certified superstar.
He he always has.
Yeah. So
He-
now world title, possibly not, but
Not yet.
in the card to potentially be a world champion, yeah. Like I can see him in the Money in the Bank matches. I can see him in the Elimination Chamber matches. I can see him in all those matches where he has a chance, but are they gonna give it to him? Type deal. I mean, hell, Kofi was there for a mighty long time. Kofi was always in the Royal Rumbles and the Money in the Banks and the Elimination Chambers and the Fatal Fours and this and that and the third, and never could really get over the top until he finally did. So
Yeah, I can definitely see him absolutely raising hell in like Money in the Bank type matches.
mhm.
Because that's where a guy like that can eat. I mean, he's big, but he's also a high flyer. He's got that move set. He's got that charisma. I, I I don't know why I keep saying it. I mean, I know their characters are different, but he reminds me so much of Eddie Guerrero. It's not even funny. Like
He
that,
got he got the.
like his frog splash and Eddie's frog splash are insane to me.
I see why you say Eddie because Eddie had that charisma about him where Eddie was serious when he was serious, but Eddie could
Right.
play and manipulate you into thinking he wasn't serious, but he would. Like the times where he'd be funny, but then he'd get that stern look on his face, like he'd do that little shake and then look crazy or whatever. So I can see that. And I mean, like you said, he got one of the prettiest frog splashes in the game. So I mean,
Exactly. Yeah, and yeah, if I'm Angelo Dawkins, I'm definitely trying to, you know, trying to keep my spot because I hope that man doesn't get genetied. I really hope not.
and there's nothing wrong with going back to NXT and get rebranded because I mean it worked for Finn. Finn wasn't doing nothing in the main roster for
Exactly.
a while, and they rebranded him. And to be honest, I thought he was going back to the Prince mentor, but he stayed Finn Balor, but he came back as that killer Finn Balor. Now, me personally, I am over the Judgment Day, and I'm over the Judgment Day Finn Balor. Like I want the old Finn. Like give me the old Finn with the new Finn. Like he don't do the smack his legs and then put his arms out. He'll smack his legs and stop and look at the crowd, and the crowd, and they'll do the arms. So I could deal with that, but bring back old Finn. Now, will we ever get the demon? Probably not. But I'm okay with this new Finn just away from the Judgment Day, if that makes any sense.
Well, Judgment Day needs to go bye bye, if you ask me.
Judgment Day should went by 3. Well, when they won all the belts, when they was at the peak, and then when they kicked Rhea and um Pierce, not Pierce, excuse me, Priest. When they kicked Priest and Rhea out, that should have been it. That should have, I think they was gonna call it themselves Street Trash at one point, but they didn't never change the
Yeah,
name. Thank God that didn't work out. But
God, yeah.
it's like, come on, man, y'all still hanging on to a foregone conclusion. Like we're over Judgment Day.
Edge started Judgment Day, and that man ain't even Edge anymore.
Rhea and Damian Priest is the two biggest winners from that group.
Hmm.
I mean, not to disrespect Dom, he definitely came into his own as a heel in that group, but like once your two biggest stars leave, it should be over.
Agreed. Agreed. It should have been over a couple years ago, if you ask me.
They're still beating on a dead horse. That ship of shit sailed for that group.
That horse is no more. It has ceased to be.
And then the PlayStation's gone. Well, they brought it back, but you know, JD is the one that brought the PlayStation. But Carlito was the funny in the group, and they kicked him out. So it was like, oh yeah, y'all definitely are through now. Like this ain't even cool no more.
And then Liv Morgan's been on the shelf for months with her injury, and they need to go.
Yeah,
They need to go.
they need to go. Like it needs to be
Yeah,
over.
yeah, it really does. All right. So another thing that I've been kind of thinking about this week is, first of all, Wade Barrett has been absolutely killing the commentary table lately. He was the solo commentator with Michael Cole during SummerSlam weekend. Um, but there was a yeah, there was a report that came out that he was kicked off of the road, that
Yeah.
he was kind of demoted from the main roster. But then he tweeted, "Hey, this is some time off that I requested 9 months ago," which kind of makes me wonder what he's expecting after 9 months, if you know what I mean. Um,
Maybe a title in the form of a baby, maybe.
that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Um, but there, but there was some controversy over what Wade Barrett said in the Clash at Clash at Paris pre-show the previous weekend, and you know they've they buried the hatchet. I mean, Nikki went on her podcast and started complaining about it, but apparently they buried the hatchet, cleared the air, everything's good. But like I don't really understand why this hasn't been kind of nipped in the bud a little bit more by WWE, because you and I both knew that there would be a commentator shakeup right when college football season started, because Joe Tessitore, college football is his main gig. Pat McAfee, for that matter. You knew there was going to be a commentator shakeup, but I didn't know it was going to be like this.
No, it's like the what was the time frame when we had, I think, Corey Graves, Michael Cole, just them two, or a third person. But we was right with them. No, I think Corey and Michael Cole was on SmackDown, and we had I believe it was Booker and what's his name on Raw. But obviously, we knew Booker's story. He didn't feel like traveling as much and wanted to
Right,
stay close. So I totally understand that. But it's like, when are we gonna get like a consistent, like, this is it? This is the only two, you know, no joining up unless it's like a mixture of the two when it's, Survivor Series or something,
right,
or WrestleMania.
I
But
right,
obviously Michael Cole is Michael Cole. You plug Michael Cole into whatever, he's the voice of WWE. So,
yeah.
and I guess Corey finally got out the dog house, because we was worried at first. We was like, dang, he got demoted all the way to AAA. What's going on? But I think he said in an interview, I think they asked him about his feud with CM Punk, and he said he got over that. They talked it out, worked it out, whatever. On his return, obviously, CM Punk left a lot of sour taste in people's mouths from years ago, so a lot of people had to make amends with CM Punk. So, and then his whole thing with his wife and everything, that probably rubbed some execs the wrong way, so he had to work his way back up. Or maybe they just needed somebody to fill in multiple places, and Corey Graves drew the short end of the stick. I don't know. But
Yeah,
I just need them to figure it out for his commentaries. Because once we get used to one, um, and enjoy it. Like, I loved Wade and Joe Tessitore on SmackDown.
totally,
It
totally.
was it was definitely a different feel to the shows. Like, obviously Raw is the big show. Netflix, Michael Cole and Corey Graves or whoever, Pat. But then you got SmackDown. At one point, SmackDown was the A show, Raw was the B show. Now, it flipped, and SmackDown is the B show, but it was a good B show. Like Joe was bringing that sports talk, and Wade was bringing the sports entertainment talk. From his years of being in WWE and all the stuff he knows about wrestling and stuff. So now we're getting what, double dose of Michael Cole and Corey Graves on both shows.
It- I- at least for the next few weeks.
And I mean, like, I love Michael Cole to death, but Father Time is undefeated, and
That he is, my brother. That
eventually,
he is.
eventually, who's gonna take that mantle? I mean, obviously, it points to Corey Graves, but I'm just like, I mean, dang, y'all demoted the man back to y'all demoted him to AAA and stuff. Like, I mean, at least with Michael Cole was doing backstage interviews, moved up his way to like doing commentary. Then like him and Taz was on SmackDown, and then Michael Cole moved to Raw, and then he's been the WWE voice for 2 decades, I guess.
Right, right. Damn near 3 decades.
Yeah, so like, who is going to be that next person that we are necessarily attached to carry the mantle when Michael Cole is gone? Maybe Pat, but Pat is doing college football. He's doing this, he's doing that. So is it Corey Graves or who?
Well, few things that come in mind. I mean, personally, voices are hugely important to me. So many of my favorite sports moments, so many of my favorite wrestling moments, I remember the voices that narrated it. I remember JR screaming his head off when Mankind got dropped off Hell in the Cell.
Yeah.
Michael Cole finished the story. I mean, some of these just some iconic calls. But you bring up a great point is that when you have, when you have, let's say, Cole and McAfee on Raw, and when you have Joe Tess and Wade Barrett on SmackDown, you get that consistency. You get that, you get that kind of flavor. Like you're gonna hear some nonsense from McAfee on Monday night. You're gonna hear Wade Barrett, getting thirsty
Oh
over
God.
Jade Cargill, or whatever. But it's kind of like what they did with JR and King on Raw and Cole and Taz on SmackDown back in the day. You had that consistency. You had something that you knew was going to be coming week after week after week. And we all knew that there was going to be a shakeup in college football season because of everybody's day jobs. Because if if Tessitore's got a game on Saturday, he wants to be in the city on that Friday
Yeah,
night,
Friday.
and
Yeah.
yeah,
And I mean, like
um,
you said, the voices. Like, JR had every cuss word in the book whenever Triple H did something to Stone Cold or Stone Cold did something to somebody or just anything. Uh JR, not JR, Jerry the King Lawler had puppies, like he was a sex fiend basically.
the creepy old
Called me
man. Yeah,
creepy old man, yes. Michael Cole has some of the all-time great calls in WWE history. And like you said, with the Hell in the Cell, I to this day still remember my JR said he Undertaker broken mankind in half.
as God is my witness, he's broken in half.
Like that's an iconic that's one of the iconic moments of all time.
Yeah,
So like who's gonna be the next I mean, and how can I forget? Booker T has made all-time call with Stephanie's move. Like it's not even the same when she does it without Booker T. But like Booker said, like yeah, people point out the fact that he says it like that, but it gives attention to that move. like when she starts to do that move, your brain is like obviously is thinking about Booker T saying what he's saying, but that's important, like you said, because that voice is telling you that move. Like, oh, she finna set up the I forgot it's called Devil's Kiss or whatever.
Devil's
But yeah,
kiss, yeah.
and yeah, man, yeah, like it's just it's iconic. So
Yeah, yeah. Well, obviously, um I don't think that there's much to be said about what Wade Barrett is apparently, facing right now. We don't know what going on behind closed doors. They'd be insane to take him off, if you ask me.
yeah, absolutely. Like,
Unless, well, two things. Unless he's, about to deliver some good news with a baby, or second of all, he's training for a comeback.
mm, I didn't think about that. I mean, they did mention the fact that he got kicked out of um was it that group that him and Rusev and Sheamus was in?
League of Nations.
League of Nations. And he said that it was the best thing that could have happened to his career. And so, like, I'm thinking, I mean, where do Rusev go from here with what he's been doing? Yeah, that's a good. That was a good call. That was a good call. I didn't think about it.
Maybe so. Maybe so. Uh, well, think last but not least, we kind of touched on this a little bit before the show, but what the hell's going on with Jacob Fatu lately? Like he kind of feels like they're taking this like this Samoan lone wolf werewolf thing, kind of to a second, kind of to a like a next level, you know?
It's just crazy. Like months ago, we were just so excited for the trajectory that he was going on. Like we thought Jacob was gonna be one of those ones, like at the Jey Uso aspect of it all. Like he had his own catchphrase, "Far two," and like yeah, that I mean, and all this other stuff. And it's just like now you take the US title off of him, put it on Sami Zayn. I was about to say Sami Uso, but you put it on Sami Zayn, and we got NFT running wild on the trio of Jacob, Sammy, and Jimmy. Oh, that's right. Jimmy just left SmackDown to go help his brother, so I'm sure he's not gonna make an appearance on SmackDown too often. So,
Exactly.
so that leaves uh, I mean, because you know, to my knowledge, there's four people in the NFT. So only two people that's fighting the NFT, and that's Sammy and Jacob. So, granted, Tomatonga will be coming back soon. Hopefully, he's not, severely injured to where he can't come back. But then that leaves who's the fourth member? Are we gonna get um Zala Fatu? Or is he too raw still to kind of make that jump to
He
WWE?
maybe down the line, maybe down the line, but yeah, he's a little green, honestly. It's a hell of a talent, don't get me wrong, but I think he's a little bit green for that kind of stage.
Yeah, I didn't. I mean, I'm not trying to side with Rikishi at all, by no means.
Hmm.
But I didn't understand why he painted his face for his debut in TNA when he could have just, I guess, saved that for another match. But who am I to judge? I mean, he's the performer. I'm just a person that watches WWE. So
We're just the fans.
yeah, we're just fans. So
We're just the fans. Uh, well, Anything else you want to hit on, or
Um, I don't want to give too much steam or energy or any time to this, but recently I've came across some comments from Ronda Rousey and a little of discussing her run in WWE the better, but it's very interesting to hear certain things that she talked about, which we already knew. I mean, it was just point blank period that like it was a poo-poo show to say the least with what was going on backstage. Um, with her saying that she rather pass out and tap out to the armbar, she wasn't down for that because that was originally scheduled for her to lose the belts too. But obviously, it ended up being a pinfall, which was the worst pinfall I've ever seen. The ref was counting to three, and you kick out right at three. Why are you kicking out if you knew you was losing anyway? But um, I knew it was terrible when first of all, she didn't want to work. I mean, not necessarily work with Alexa Bliss, but she didn't see the sense of working with Alexa Bliss, which is crazy because Alexa Bliss at that time was one of, I mean, if not still, one of the most popular superstars in the show,
totally
and one of the biggest babyface. I mean, heel at that time, and you're considered this badass babyface at the time. But like my brother Ryan here says, he couldn't understand the fact that you are this total badass, but every time you come out to the ring, you're grinning, you're smiling, like you're just so happy to be there. I get the fact, and this is what goes back to like certain people just shouldn't be in the ring because of the fact of it's a different mindset, right? Like you're absolutely a killer when it comes to UFC, but when you step into the entertainment aspect of it all, where yes, it's still physical, but it's not as physical as predetermined physicality rather than just
right,
randomness, chaos. So when you have to come in and act, and we're not saying Ronda Rousey will win a Oscar by no means, but
right.
when you come in and you're supposed to play a certain thing, it's badass. And number one, numero uno, I will be the first to say this because like this is what's discussed in our group. We said this a million times. With Ronda Rousey coming to WWE, okay, when she wrestled with Kurt Angle, that was understandable. She was a babyface with Kurt Angle. They was treating her wrong. Stephanie and Triple H. We get that. But
Hmm.
what this aspect of her when she, I guess, was turning heel or this cocky badass or whatever the case may be, that's when Paul Heyman should put his paws on her. That's when she should have let Paul work with her, and she probably could have been potentially in the spot where Roman is, like a mega star. Like you already a star outside of WWE. Like everybody knows you. But when it comes to WWE, people like I just,
Like they're not there. She's not there.
she's not there. She's not like physically all that. Yes, she still had some green with her in those matches. Like it was very excruciating watching her wrestle against talent because obviously talent is not as physical as she is, but like you're arm whipping somebody, but it looks like you're just pulling their arm directly out of their socket when you roll them. And your promos were terrible. So
Promos were dog
so
water.
why not use one of the greatest talkers on the mic, if not the greatest talker on the mic? Use him, learn from him, and it would have been a different story for Ronda Rousey.
Let him be your mouthpiece. She should have done that from jump.
And the kilt. I mean, no disrespect because Roddy Piper is one of the goats, and I get it, but something about the outfit she wore with the music that she came out with just didn't click for me.
Wait, to be fair, that was the same music she used when UFC.
Yeah, and I get it.
But and I get it. You the grinning, the grinning. This it makes no sense to me. It made no sense to me then. It makes no sense to me now. You don't. If you're gonna try to portray yourself as this absolute cold-blooded killer, you don't walk out of the curtain grinning all the way down to the ring and then put on the mean mug as soon as you get in the ring.
I mean, Goldberg didn't do it. Undertaker didn't do it. Brock Lesnar don't. I mean, well, okay. The only difference is Brock Lesnar does it, but we know he is a killer. And that grin is not a grin like, oh, I'm so happy to be here grin. It's like you don't know what is going to happen to you type grin. Like
Right.
I am about to end you tonight, and you don't even know.
I'm about to snap your neck in half.
Like it was the funniest thing ever watching Brock with the Money in the Bank briefcase because he was carrying around like it was a boombox. But at the same time, it's like this dude can like switch and like just straight destroy you without even blinking. So like him doing that, I mean, ain't nobody gonna say anything like, "What is he doing? It's corny or whatever." No, I'm not gonna say that because I mean he could drop that briefcase right now and then F5 you through a table and then F5 you with that broken table again. So it's like, no.
Yeah. I think the least amount of energy we spend talking about that diva, the better.
Yeah.
Yeah. All
Superstar.
right. Well,
Superstar.
you heard me, diva.
Oh, well, we put it that way behind the scenes.
That,
Yes.
that that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
Yes. Yes, absolutely.
All right. Well,
She definitely falls in that category of outsider. Now Logan Paul is different. I guess as as much as it kills me, he's proven himself more and more. I mean, the look, the action in the ring, his promos definitely still need a little bit of more work. I mean, he's still giving me early Austin Theory vibes. I'm humble. Yeah, okay, whatever. We need to
no, that
change the entrance.
yeah, that theme music sucks. That theme music needs to go. Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
Well, another fun episode. You wanna, I guess next week we're gonna do a full preview of Wrestlepalooza.
Yeah, yeah. We got a what take home show basically.
Yep. Got Raw Monday night, and then SmackDown on Friday night, and then, well, 2 more weeks. So we still got 2 more weeks.
Yeah, was it. So
Um,
this upcoming next Sunday. Next Sunday
a
will be
week
the take
from this
home.
coming Sunday. Yeah, a week
Yeah.
from this coming Sunday is the go home on that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we got a
Well,
lot. We got a lot this week though. With
yes, we do.
AJ Lee
Yes, we
promo,
do.
the face off between Io Sky and Steph. Um, Obviously, what promo we finna get from the Usos? Are we going to get the Uso Penitentiary back? Um.
Do we
Oh,
get the old music back?
do we get old music back? Do we get John coming out Monday night, or is he gonna wait till Friday night? Oh, nope. Yep, he's definitely
We're not
coming
gonna
out
do
Friday
Friday night.
night
Yeah, yeah.
because Brock is gonna be there.
Yes.
So,
Well, we got a lot to talk about.
oh, and what a freak is Randy Orton?
Now that you mention it, where has he been?
I mean, don't get me wrong. I mean, not F. He RKO'd Drew a couple weeks back, but now, I mean, like ever since then, it's just like he's waiting in the wings, I guess.
Hmm. Well, we shall see.
I definitely still want to see 15. I'm going to keep yelling it out as many times as I
Yep,
possibly can whenever we discuss Randy Orton. So
exactly. I think that's a good note to leave it on. Another fun episode, my friend. You've been listening, you've been watching the Wrestling Roundtable podcast. You can follow us on YouTube, Spotify, and Apple Podcasts. Follow us on Facebook. Leave us suggestions of what we want to talk about, and we'll take that under advisement and talk about it. And we got a lot of good stuff. We got a lot of good stuff coming up this fall, and can't wait to join us until we meet again. Until we eat again. For Dom, I'm Ryan. One more thought, Dom.
Yeet.
Yeet.
Oh,
Absolutely.
and speaking of Yeet, not gonna get into it, but I see why they call Jey Uso the Yeet Man. So
Uh, yes, indeed, my friend. Yes, indeed. Just read the tabloids. All right. We love you all. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll talk to you next week.
peace.